Hi everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I just wanted to come out with a video about letting a person go, especially a man. This is mostly for women. If you're a guy, you can listen to this as well. But I'm just doing this for girls like me who may be talking to a guy and they're kind of like, you're not really understanding him or you're second guessing yourself. I created this video just to help you out. So the title of my video is 10 signs you need to let him go. And this is the Christian edition. So let's start off with number 1, being unequally yoked. And this is very, very, very important, especially as a Christian. So let's say you're a Christian and the guy you're dating says, I don't believe in God, or he's like, I'm an atheist, or whatever the case may be. If he's not a Christian like you, that is a major red flag. Your relationship is not going to work out. Trust and believe me. It may work out in the beginning, but it's not going to work out for the long run. And we want relationships to last till you die. So if he's not a Christian like you, that is a major sign that you need to let him go. Another case too can be, let's say he says that, I consider myself a Christian, but then you ask him, so have you been saved, or when's the last time you've been, when is your date of salvation? And he's like, oh, I'm not that all into that, you feel me? I'm just a Christian. If he tells you that, that is a major sign you need to let him go, because he's kind of what you call a quote unquote lollipop Christian. And we don't do that over here. I mean, you do not want to be with someone who's a watered down Christian, because that means he doesn't take God seriously. And if he doesn't, then he's not going to take you seriously. So you definitely want a guy who's going to love God more so that he can take care of you. Number 2, body language. All right, so let's say that you guys are just meeting up and he's, you guys getting to know each other, and he cuts you off. So the thing is, when I was in my last relationship, the guy that I was talking to, when we would, sit, when he was trying to get to know me, his body language was kind of weird. He would cut me off while I'm talking. It's like he had some sort of pride in him. Like, I don't know. It's like he was like, you're not all that. I need to talk. The body language just felt weird and I felt uncomfortable. And when we went to the movie theaters, when he was sitting next to me, he was moving all uncomfortable. Like, he just kind of felt, just sat to himself, and to me it just made me feel really, really uncomfortable. Not that he should have had his arm all around me, but at least kind of stayed near because he's interested in me, but he was really far off, and I just thought that was so weird. So that is a definite sign that you need to let him go. Body language, a big one. I know you guys are probably like, oh, that's too much. No, trust me, body language is a big sign that you need to look out for. Number 3, you plan the dates. All right, so if you're planning the dates, first of all, that is a major sign that he is not interested in you. If you're planning the dates of when you guys should go out to eat or when you guys should meet up, and he's not doing any of that stuff, sounds more like you're doing the chase, and you do not want to do that. A guy is supposed to chase a girl, especially in the Christian community. Men are supposed to chase their woman, their wife. They want their wife. So if you're scheduling the dates and all that stuff, then you gotta let him go, okay? Because he's not taking you seriously. He's gonna think that you're desperate, and you're gonna be the one looking silly chasing after him. So that is a definite sign that you need to let him go. Number 4, you feel uncomfortable in dates. So let's say your guy takes you out and you guys go out to eat, and he's on his phone talking to his friends. He stays on his phone for a bit too long. He's not interested in you, and it makes you feel uncomfortable. That is a major sign you need to let him go. Or let's say, when he's asking you what you want, he's kind of being a bit rude and aggressive with it. That's a major sign. He needs to treat you like a lady. He needs to treat you like he really wants you. And if he's not treating you that way, then that's a major sign that you need to let him go. I know you probably like, well, I feel like I'm doing too much. Like, what guy is going to do that for every girl? No, yeah, you need to have self-respect for yourself, and he's not doing that. And if you want the best for yourself, you need to let him go, because this guy obviously does not respect you and does not care for you. Number 5, he wants to hang out in the bedroom all the time. Okay, so let's say you meet this guy, and for the first time you guys are talking, this actually happened in my last relationship. The first place he wanted to talk to me in was his bedroom, and I was like, no, there's a living room here with nobody sitting on the couch. Like, why can't we go over there and talk? And he was like, oh yeah, like, let's go ahead and do that. And I was just like, okay, like, if he's automatically sending you to his bedroom, just know that he is just wanting a quick, feel good moment. He just wants you for your body, and that you got to run for a hill. And I know you're probably thinking like, oh no, you're doing too much. He may not be, all about my body. He's, most guys are interested in sex or whatever. Well, yeah, that may be the case as well. But if he's always sending you to the bedroom, then his intentions are only just for your body. I just have to be honest. Number 6, conversations are dead. So let's say you're talking to this guy. You first talk to him. The first thing most of the time is usually awkward in the beginning. The guy's like, hey, how are you, or good morning, or whatever. It's all cute and all that, in the beginning. But let's say this continues every day. This guy's texting you every day, and the conversations never go anywhere. If the conversations are dead, don't try to make it more than what it is. Leave it as is. And if you don't like it, run. Don't even just be like, oh, maybe he's nervous, or maybe he's scared to talk to me, or maybe he doesn't know what to say. No, he knows exactly what to say. He's just going to give you that because that's all he feels he needs to say to you. And if you respond every time, he's just going to think you're really desperate. So if the conversations are dead and you feel uncomfortable and you don't like it, that means you need to let him go. He needs to be let go of. Number 7, don't try to make it work. If the relationship is not working, if there's like anything wrong with it, like from my last point, communications, the conversation's dead, then don't try to make it work. Don't try to ask him questions or do extra stuff or whatever to spaz up the relationship if he's not putting any efforts to spaz it up. If he's not interested in doing so, then don't do it yourself. That means you need to run and let him go. That means you need to stop talking to him because obviously he doesn't care enough to make this relationship work. He doesn't care about you enough to actually make it work, or he might be talking to somebody else. Who knows? But the thing is, he's not treating you as you should be treated. So if he doesn't care enough to make it work, then you should let him go. That's all I have to say. Number 8, you second guess yourself. I used to do this all the time. Trust me. Second guessing yourself in a relationship is a major problem. It stresses you out. It causes you to, think that he might be cheating. It causes you a lot of stuff. And definitely you don't trust this guy. So if you're second guessing yourself, like maybe he meant this, maybe he's doing this because of that, maybe this, maybe that. If this happens continuously, that means you need to let him go. He's doing that on purpose for you, because a guy who really wants you would not allow you to second guess yourself all the time. If you always have to second guess yourself, no, he's doing that to you on purpose. And let's say maybe you're just that type of person that second guesses yourself all the time. Then that means you do not need to be in a relationship at this moment. Give yourself time. I know you really want to be in a relationship and you desire to be in one, but give yourself time. It's okay. Tell the guy, hey, sorry, I'm not comfortable to be in a relationship right now. I hope you understand. And then just let it go. Don't even cry about it. I know it's going to hurt a little bit, but don't even stress too much about it. Just let the relationship go. Trust me and believe me. Number 9, you don't trust him. So that kind of goes into a little bit of what I was saying before. If you do not trust this guy, like let's say he's always hiding his phone from you and it's causing you to stress out, you can't get no sleep, he's telling you stories that you don't believe, then you need to let him go. Because if there's no trust in a relationship, then there's no relationship, because the relationship is going to be toxic. Trust me, it is going to be very toxic. So if you don't trust this guy, you need to most definitely let him go. Number 10, he haven't texted you in 3 days. Now, I've been through this before in my first relationship. I only been in like 2 relationships. I want to say obviously 3, but the first one was really short. But I say 2 because the other ones lasted a bit longer. But the thing is though, if he has not texted you in 3 days, in 3 days, that means, especially if you're stressing out, that means he isn't interested in you like that. And I know it may hurt a little bit, and then doesn't mean anything about the way you look or who you are. It's just that's him, you know. He may not be interested in you like that, and you need to let him go. You need to say, hey, you know, or just block his number. Just let him go, because if he hasn't texted you in 3 days and you're thinking about it and it's causing you stress and you're worried a little bit, don't cause yourself to worry. There's nothing to worry about in this world. Let him go. Let him go. He's not for you. He's not interested in you like that. And you want a guy who's going to be wanting to text you every day because he wants to see you every day. He wants to make sure that he doesn't lose you. So if this guy is not texting you within 3 days, then you need to let him go, because he obviously don't care and you don't need to waste your time. And I added a bonus. So this is going to be number 11. So this is very important, honestly, especially for Christians. If you tell your guy, especially on the first date, because you need to make sure you ask this on the first date. If he says that he doesn't want to wait till marriage for sex, that is a major thing you need to consider, and just let it go. Let it go. Let the relationship go. Let him go. If I know he may be perfect. Let's say he's perfect with everything else. Everything else is perfect. Everything you want. But he's like, no, I'm not going to wait for marriage till sex. Yeah, you're gonna have to let him go, because you don't want to disrespect God. You want to fear God and have utmost respect for him. And if you allow yourself to be like, oh, you know, everyone does this, it's not a bad thing, or I've done it before, then you're just giving him what, you know, he's not going to want to put a ring. He's not going to really want to put a ring on your finger. Most guys, that's like the icing on the cake for, you know, marriage is sex. That's what they really want. So if you tell him like, oh, you know, I don't mind, or if you guys are just okay with that, he might tell you, hey, I don't mind waiting 5 years before I get married. Or he might string you along because he knows that he's getting what he always wanted, what he really wanted, to be honest, which is just sex. So if you're giving him that, he doesn't have much to work for. So that concludes everything that I have to say. I hope you guys understand, and be sure to comment down below, like, and leave, you know, definitely comment down below if you have anything interesting to say. I would definitely love to hear what you have to say, any experiences, stuff like that. Just let me know. All right, cool. Bye.